right, welcome everybody to another episode of Bill's Desert Island, the show where I take some of your favorite creators, innovators, and entertainers and drop them on a desert island with 5 pieces of media that they absolutely cannot live without for the rest of their livable life, because I am an evil bastard. Well, we got the homie Tunerific Tariq here today, the creative mind, the innovative mind behind your next favorite adult animation show. Hey, probably one of like a handful of animation creators that I actually watch on this platform, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. Most of y'all is weirdos, but we're going to get right into it. Welcome, Tunerific Tariq. Clap it up for Tariq, everybody.
Man, Bill, what up? What's going on, man?
Nothing but. So first, let's kind of get into that a little bit, right? And I kind of touched on this in I don't remember what video it is. Is irrelevant because this ain't about me. It's about you. But independent, not just in animation, but in everything. I was looking at this this thing that Ali Sadiq had put up, showing about how he's like, between him and Marcus D. Wiley, they got like 3 of the top 10 Netflix specials, and they independent. So that's kind of the wave at this point now.
For sure.
So if you could, for a second, tell us a little bit what it's like to be an independent creator, the highs, the lows, the pros, the cons, if you could do things any differently, how you are doing them differently. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor.
Yeah, so animation is like a weird beast in itself, right? Because it gets lost on people how much it takes. I was explaining it to my girlfriend's parents not too long ago, and the way I was explaining it was, it's like if you're watching a cartoon and a character picks up a sheet of paper, like you have to hire somebody to design that sheet of paper, and then you have to hire somebody to storyboard how the character is going to pick the paper up. You got to get somebody to do the timing for it. It's just like there's so many different facets of it that I don't even think people realize. And that's kind of like the space I'm in right now when trying to put Hey together. Is it's just a lot of it's fun because you get to contact and work with people that you admire, and you get to do it like at your own pace and your way, right? I don't have to answer to anybody. The only thing I have to worry about is if I wanted to like use a copyrighted song, then I would probably like, okay, well, I should probably reach out and try to get the rights or something like that. But otherwise, like everything else is just kind of on your own accord, which is the cool thing about it. But it requires so much patience, because the difference when working in the studio is things get done way, way, way faster. Teams are established. You know exactly where the money is coming from. Whereas with this, it's like, I got to pay for all the things in the house and furniture and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I got to try to carve out time and carve out different ways, find different avenues to make money to pay everybody that I want to help me fairly. There's some people that like do it all on their own. When I was in high school, that's kind of how me and my homeboy were rocking. We had a cartoon when I was in high school. We would meet at my house and write it. Well, we would write the outline, and then when he would go home, I would like map the whole episode out and put the dialogue together, make the characters talk to each other, record everything on our own, animate everything on our own. You know what I'm saying? And that was cool, but it took a whole lot, especially when doing it like on like a high schooler schedule. And I don't want to do that this time, especially like, I don't know. I think when you're a kid, you think you don't have much time, but like, man, when you get to this adult shit, bro, it ain't no time. Like, you need help, bro. Like, especially if you got like all like responsibilities and anything like that, for sure you need help. So it's cool, and I sometimes I do wish that I had a little more resources because I do want the thing to be done. I have so many different plans for different episodes, and we just kind of been like working on the same one since, man, we might have wrote this in 2023. The top of 2023 might have been when we wrote it. And I mean, I don't know. It's still a really cool and rewarding experience for sure.
Yeah, that's what's up. So kind of piggybacking off of that, specifically when it comes to Hey, right?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people kind of have this impression, even with what adult animation, right?
Mhm.
That you know you still kind of get the side eye, right? When you
Sure.
tell people, not only a big part of your life that animation is, but this is your profession, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think
Yeah.
people don't really. I remember something that so like Guillermo del Toro was one of my favorite directors ever, right? And I remember him saying at one point that the thing that people get wrong about animation is that they think animation is a genre,
Right.
but animation is a medium
That's
where
right.
you can just take, matter of fact, in a lot of ways there are more advantages with animation than with live action, because it's just so much room for expression, so much room for creative license that you don't get with real-time people. So
Mhm.
specifically when it comes to Hey, talk a little bit about your inspirations behind the direction that you wanted to go with this show.
For sure. So I guess pulling it back a little bit. When I was in college, that's when it was like I would say it was probably not like at its worst, but like I think that's when I was at my angriest when it comes to the perception of animation. And growing up, black in the hood
Mm,
type shit, like it was just kind of, at a certain point, it was just kind of like, all right, well, yeah, like, there's some things I watch, but like those cartoons are like, that's that kid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm,
I'm not really on that. And there were some things people that are definitely cartoons that people didn't that were like the exception to the rule kind of thing, like
right.
Boondocks or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember for a while I always used to say that I felt like the only reason, because I at that time too, when I was in college, that was when Insecure was real hot. That
Mm,
was when Power was real hot.
yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying, like shows like that, black people would all like, it was at some time it felt like black people the only people that still do appointment TV, because that's what
Right.
it felt like everybody was watching this shit at the same time and like having discussions, and I thought
Mm,
that was really cool, and I always wanted something like that for cartoons. And I remember saying a lot back then that I felt like the only way to get like the subsection of people that I'm talking about, the only way to get them to take animation seriously is if there was either an animated version of The Wire or an animated version of Insecure. And I felt
mm.
like that was either way that you could get people to watch and like really care, and like, oh, maybe there is something different to this animation thing. Um, and yeah, I'm not really equipped to make the animated Wire, so I was like, I'm gonna make the Insecure.
I don't know if anybody is. Keep it a
You know
buck.
what I'm saying? Yeah, right. I don't know if we've seen him yet. Whoever gonna come up with that. So fast forwarding a little bit, I went to LA with my homeboy Johnny. Shout out Johnny Two Cellos. I went to LA with him when he was living out there to go see the Bob's Burgers movie. We went to see that 2 weeks early. We had like a press screening or something like that. And when I came out of that, hadn't seen Bob's Burgers in maybe like 5 years at that time. But when I came out of that, I was like, well, that's an exaggeration. I would watch it like when I would watch the Fox cartoons like weekly, but it was kind of passively. Um, but when I came out of the movie, I was like, it like blew my mind. Like I was like, what is this? Like, what is this emotion that I'm feeling after coming out of this? And how do I like do this like right now? So when I got home, I just kind of started going hard to make Hey. It was inspired by multiple things, but mainly it was seeing the Bob's Burgers movie and then watching more of the show and noticing how Bob and Linda, the married couple, they really, really loved each other, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there weren't any ifs, ands, or buts about it. In trying to make the animated Insecure, it's like when you think about Insecure, you think about that journey. You think about Issa and Lawrence's journey. You think about Issa and Molly's journey, and it's not an easy one. But that's what makes that show great. You know what I'm saying? Is the emotions that you feel when you see those characters go through those things. But you really look at stuff like, stuff I grew up with, Martin, My Wife and Kids, are the two examples I always go to. Love those shows. Even to this day, they still crack me the hell up. Love them to death. My thing with them though is, especially Martin. Like Martin, he is like the worst boyfriend, husband, friend. He is like the most stubborn. Like it's to the point where it's like, why do they keep pulling up? You know what I'm saying? Like why do they even fuck with him?
And my wife is in the background chuckling because we just had this. We have this conversation like every other time we see Martin on BET, literally verbatim.
I'll be having to turn it off sometime when I'm watching it because he starts stressing me out, and I love it. Yeah. I love it. My show. I'll never say anything bad about it, but sometimes I'm like, oh, he gotta chill. You know what I'm saying? And he's real. Like him and Michael Kyle have that in common, where they're really stubborn and they're like to the point to where they're kind of like man-childy to a certain degree, and it's kind of like another kid for their wife to raise. And I couldn't think of an example of a Black couple on television that didn't have the man be stubborn and like, you know what I'm saying, didn't have the woman have to like more often than not be the voice of reason in the you know what I'm saying, in the mouthpiece for the moral, so to speak. But when you think of Bob's Burgers, they're not like that at all. And I felt like, I was like, man, I really think that like there should be a Black thing that's like this. I think even though like, you know, drama is what keeps us invested in stories, I do think there is something to be found in like, there's comedy to be found in being like wholesome and like, you know what I'm saying, and having people that just really care about each other, and that's it, and just trying to navigate that. So that was part of it. And the other part was when I was working at Walmart for a little bit, and I would listen to music really against the rules. I was not supposed to have my headphones in, but I was listening to music and I heard SWV's second album, New Beginnings, and there's a song on there. There's Use Your Heart, but there's the interlude to Use Your Heart. And when I heard that, instantly I had like this weird, like That's So Raven vision. Like I saw a couple and I saw them meeting for the first time, and I just kind of like, it's like, you know how like on Spotify you could get like your like music aura reading or something like that. It was literally like for the first time in my life, I like saw a vibe. You know what I'm saying? And
I feel you. I feel that.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, well, I got to figure out what this is. So like marrying those two things together basically is what Hey became.
But that's what's up. We definitely gonna be on the lookout for that, and I'm gonna have you plug it at the end just to remind folk to keep their heads on the swivel. So let's hop into this. So first order of business, Family Guy. I ain't even going to lie. I've kind of fell off of the Family Guy wave. I feel like I'm one of those rare neutral parties when it comes to Family Guy. It feels like everybody either loves it.
I get that from you, yeah.
or hates it, right? You know what I mean? And I feel like if nothing else, you might be the biggest Family Guy apologist.
That's a fact. I think I would agree with that.
So go ahead and make your case right now. Make it for the folk at home. You ain't got to convince me.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I always got that impression from you. For people that don't know, me and you have a video on Jerome on my channel, and when you sent me the audio back, I was listening to what you were saying, and you referenced I think it was Road to Europe, the one when like they found out that Lois used to fuck Gene
Yeah.
Simmons. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh, okay, he no ball. Okay, all right, word. All right, I'm rolling. So at least for me, I've been on every single side of the Family Guy fence. When I was a kid when it was like red hot. Like there was
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
when you couldn't get people to stop talking about it, stop
Yeah.
quoting it, like you know what I'm saying? It was syndicated everywhere. You could catch it on the
Mhm.
CW here, there, TBS, wherever. Um, so I was a kid during that. I watched it a lot during then. When I became a teenager and a super pretentious animation fan, the type shit that like I used to think like I was like, man, Disney ain't never going to do better than Hunchback of Notre Dame, like shit like that. Like when I was on that wave, like it was fuck Family Guy. Like I was like, this is dumb. They not
Yeah.
moving. It's not funny no more. Like it was just a lot of anger, and I carried that probably to like not even probably. I carried that to like college for real.
Mhm.
But it wasn't until uh I went through like a breakup and I couldn't watch anything. Like any it was like right it we broke up like the second COVID happened. It was crazy. Like it was like immediate. So I just kind of was like in the crib. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't see nobody. And I just couldn't like anything I put on, I couldn't focus. It didn't make me feel good. Like I just couldn't. And I just went back to those early Family Guys. And for the first
Mhm.
time, I felt comfort.
Mm.
And then when I ran
Yeah.
out of the early ones, I was like, well, shit, I can't just stop. So then I kept
Yeah.
going and I watched the rest and I realized, like, oh, I'm still laughing.
Yeah.
And like, there's like
Mhm.
a lot that I didn't see. And this is cool. And like, you know what I'm saying? It was fun to like, because I heard Seth MacFarlane say once that it's just a show that does nothing but try to make you laugh for 20 minutes. It doesn't try to
Mm.
teach you anything. It doesn't try to
Yeah.
lecture you. It doesn't try to make you super invested and like you care. It does things like that when it wants to, but it doesn't get mad at you if you don't like
Mhm.
meet it on that level. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it tries to make you laugh. I always say that the worst thing a Family Guy episode can be is not funny.
Mm.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that's kind of where it came from. It's just like after hating on it for so long, I've realized it was just so it's just so comforting. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make any sense. You don't have to really pay attention. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you don't have to really pay attention. You don't have to like care super hard. Yeah, man. I'm at the point now where like it is very rare to see me go 24 hours without watching at least one.
So I guess kind of piggybacking on, and I guess we'll kind of get into this a little bit more with the next John. But I think you hit on something, and I kind of want to follow up on that. Is that
Mhm.
I feel like a big part of the reason why the people who hate Family Guy hate it so much is because they take it too seriously. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I feel like, but I just feel like it seems like when it comes to the media that people choose to consume, it's either one or two extremes, right? Like everything is either got to be super duper deep,
Right.
or everything is Deadpool, right? There's
Facts.
there's no middle ground with that. Like, like for instance, I mentioned Ali Sadiq earlier, and I'm gonna stop talking because I talk too much. But
Good, bro.
Ali Sadiq might be my favorite stand-up right now. And he don't say nothing deep. Matter of fact, he's like 70% of the stuff he be talking about, I already know. If I don't know,
Right.
if I know it from my cousins, I know it from my uncles. If I don't know it, from just being around the way. But it's comforting, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's familiar. So, and I think that a lot of people fail to see the value in comfort food. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So can you talk about that a little bit? And as far as where you want your projects to go, is that kind of the approach that you take when you're creating something? Is that I don't if it does wind up being deep, then it'll be deep. But at
Mhm.
the end of the day, I just want folk to feel at home when they watch this.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly my thought process when it comes to videos, when it comes to Hey, anything I make, it's like, sure, there's like underlining themes that you can pick up on, like, oh, okay, he is definitely trying to say this, but I think there's a place for all of that stuff. I think there's a place for being real heavy-handed and, like, you know what I'm saying, like really blunt and forward. But like I also think at the same time, you kind of need that cushion. Otherwise it's just kind of like life is just like this like mesh of like, man, everything is brutal and everything is so serious, you know what I'm saying? I always say I make videos for the cartoon stoner. That's what I make videos for. I make videos for if you get home from work and you roll up and you just want to throw something on real quick to laugh and maybe see something that you grew up with a little differently. Like that's kind of my thought process when I put videos together. And it's the same thing with Hey, where it's like I want to make this show about these characters that care about each other, and they obviously like they'll do anything for each other, but at the same time, ain't gonna be like no like cheating storylines. Like it ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing like that because we got that already. That is everywhere. It's literally everywhere. We are not starving for that kind of content. We are not starving for like the super heavy content. We're not starving for that. But yeah, like you said, there is this kind of like lost art of just making something comforting. Like people really are like kind of running from that. I always say you have to meet shows on their level. You can't, like when Teen Titans Go came out and everybody got so mad because it wasn't like the one from 04. It's okay. Like it's okay that it's not the one from 04. It never said it was the one from 04. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you go into it and it's trying to be that, and then it's okay to be like, all right, well, I don't like this because they failed at what they were trying to do. But what they're actually trying to do is just make a silly thing. Now, if you watch it as a silly thing and it doesn't make you laugh, then that's also like, oh, okay, then I just don't like this. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of the time people go into things kind of like, all right, well, I think this is what this is going to be. And then if it's not that, I'm pissed. This is garbage. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? I've witnessed that with so many pieces of media throughout all my time, like doing this, and that's always been my stance. Is people always lately I've been getting a lot that like, oh, you just like everything, or oh, you like everything animated that's black. There's a lot of animated black stuff that I don't speak on because I don't like it. I just don't. I just don't want to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? But it's mostly because like, yeah, like it's the same thing. Like when I watched Kevin Hart's cartoon, watched the first episode, I was like, what kind of show is this going to be? Instantly, from the first couple of minutes, I was like, oh, okay, they're trying to do this. Let's see if they succeed at doing this. And to me, they did. Same thing with the, oh my God, yes, first adult animated series ever created by a Black woman, just aired on Adult Swim. Same thing. Watched it for a couple of minutes to go like, okay, what are they trying to do? What is this? What kind of show? What is this tone trying to be? And then when I saw it was kind of go for like an Aqua Teen kind of thing, I was like, okay, all right, I'm fucking with it. Now, while I kept going and I was like, okay, they succeeded at doing that. I laughed a bunch. Yada, yada, yada. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's really complex. It's more complex than people give it credit for. And I really think you're right when you say that, like, people are so tunnel visioned with that stuff and they kick all the fun out of it for real.
Yeah. That's why you got to stay off the internet, folks. That's a fact. That's the lesson for the day. Stay off the internet, especially Reddit and social media. All right, hey, so
you could go r/Family Guy though. I've been using that. I've been using r/Family Guy. It's just nothing but a bunch of people saying quotes and jokes. It's like the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, me and Feek was talking about this last week. You can kind of, when somebody makes, whether it's a musician, whether it's a show, whether it's a movie, whatever, and they make that their whole personality.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of tell what type of person you dealing with off rip, you know what I mean?
Bro.
And it reflects in them subreddits. Like I already know to expect if I go to r/the Boondocks. Already know.
Facts. I went over there like a week ago. I was like, oh hell no. I was like, oh hell no, bro.
All right, so Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
I feel like so Bob's Burgers to me, I rocks with Bob's Burgers because to me it always felt like the nicer version of Family Guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just, you know what I mean? And I don't mean no shade toward it. Like it's like I can sit there and watch it because every once in a while I'll be watching Family Guy and be like, ooh,
I feel you.
Ooh, but Bob's Burgers, I could just sit, turn my brain off. So you kind of explained this already, but go ahead and talk to us a little bit about why Bob's Burgers got to go.
See, because that's you pretty much just said it, but it's literally because it's just not Family Guy. Like Family Guy is the one where you want like the something ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, Family Guy bring up something. If you're going through something, Family Guy might bring something up that you might not even want to hear about at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like you might not want. Like I can't hear that right now. Like I can't. But Bob's Burgers is such an interesting show because it's still funny and you still care about every character, but they never get sick. They're never, aside from the movie, they're never in like life-threatening danger. Like they're never in like situations where like it reminds you of it. Well, it's a relatable show, so they are in situations that remind you of what you're going through. But it's crazy because I'm about to write a video about this, so I got to find this quote eventually. But I remember the creator Lauren Bouchard saying that when they write the show, they always end it with a small victory, not a big one, a small victory. So like if a character is going for is like in a contest, right? They won't win. They'll get second place. And they'll be fine with it. And they'll learn something about themselves because of that, right? And I really appreciate like that's the super like calming one. Like if my anxiety is through the roof, like that's the one that's that is just like the most calming. And plus it's not as much as like its sister cartoons like Dr. Katz and like home movies, but it's kind of just like a radio show.
Yeah.
You don't really gotta like a lot of the time. I mean, it's a good looking show, especially when they like go all in and like really have the characters emote. But you don't really have to look at it sometime. You could just listen to it. All the characters sound different. That was something that I was going for. Again, based on the show I was going for on my show was I would have Bob's Burgers on in my room, and then I would run to the kitchen and I wouldn't even be able to hear the TV. I would just kind of hear like the timbre in the voices. And then I would go, oh, Gene's talking. Oh, Bob's talking. Like you can tell it's just based on like the voices are that distinct. And that's kind of what we went for when we were casting. But yeah, I just think it's like it's a real comforting, smart and calming show.
Yeah. So I guess it's safe to say that that Family Guy and Bob's Burgers might be two of your biggest influences when creating. So I get the impression that your whole philosophy toward creation is that I'm gonna make soul food for the soul, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's really not only is it valuable, but it's important because you said this earlier is that, you know, as far as easing your anxiety with stuff. So can you tell us about a time when just and it don't necessarily got to be anything that we covered already, but a piece of media like really like brought you back down, like you was like at the edge of just, you know, I'm finna crash out, and then you just sat there and said, let me just turn my brain off, and you said, all right, I think I'm gonna be good from here on out.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It happens so often with those two shows, with Family Guy and Bob's Burgers. What if I had to like think of one that's at the top of my mind, it was like right, it wasn't even after COVID. It was like maybe the tail end, you know what I'm saying? Like people still had masks on like every day type, you know what I'm saying? Granted, I wore my mask like way later than everybody, but still, it was still one of those. And me, my girlfriend, and her friend and her boyfriend at the time, we went on a trip. And I'm not a party dude. Like I don't really go to go to parties, especially like when it's a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling. So we went at the resort we were at. There was this big like function thing. It was like all white, and they was in there like DJ. You know the motherfuckers that walk around on like the big stilts, so they like all the way up here.
Yeah.
They walking around and like you could barely like turn and move. Motherfuckers bumping into you, all type of shit. And I just felt it. Like my heart was racing, and like everybody else was having such a good time, but I just told my girlfriend, I was like, I need to go. Like I need to leave. So I got out of there, and when I left, I went back to the room, and and it was actually her idea. Like when I said I had to go, she said, why don't you throw in Bob's Burgers? Went in the room, found one of them like cheap YouTube uploads of an episode, brought me right down to earth. Like I was 100% like fine, and I was calm. You know what I'm saying? It's something about, especially like familiar shows that like live on forever. I didn't list The Simpsons here, which is funny because I used to always tell myself that if I was on a desert island, I would use The Simpsons because there's 800 episodes. Right. But I didn't use The Simpsons here strictly because like I just kind of watch Family Guy and Bob's Burgers more now. But it's the same thing with like that show or like American Dad. What's another super long running one? South Park. Like characters that you've known for like years and years and years and years. It's just like visiting friends. Like visiting comforting friends that ain't never do nothing wrong to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the moment I think of a lot when it's like, I probably would have like I probably would have had like an anxiety attack without it, which is on Family Guy. I think they called an anxiety attack a heart attack for wusses or some shit like that. That's why I didn't throw that shit on. I didn't want to hear that.
All right, so now we get into the blackety black stuff.
Yes, sir.
Songs in the key of life, man. So everybody, this is like standard Saturday morning. The house smell like Clorox and Pine Sol.
That's right.
Cookout music. So I'm just going to kind of assume that your memories of this album are similar to mine, right? That it kind of running with the whole theme of this episode is that it just kind of brings you home, right?
It does.
So talk about that a little bit.
So yeah, man, this is like you said, it's one of those like oh shit, I guess we cleaning today. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those for sure. Stevie Wonder is my favorite artist. I don't say it too much. I don't really use Stevie Wonder songs in my videos now that I think about it. But I've always loved Stevie Wonder, and this album in particular, like this is he got a couple of joints I could have picked, but this one, side A, side B, you just never going to run out of music. You're never going to get sick of it. anything from As to I Wish to Ebony Eyes, like you just, no matter how many times you play it, like man, you could listen to those songs and hear different parts of the beat that you didn't hear 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like like that album is something serious. That album is something special. When I went, it's in all aspects of my life too. Like when I was going to high school, I used to listen to it when I was on the bus. I went to visit my art teacher once, and he had like an original like pressing of it, and we just kind of sat by the fire at his crib, and we just like listened to the record, which was dope. I went to a record store that isn't there anymore, sadly. Back when I was living in Philly, there was a record store we used to walk to. Just found it in the record store. I was like, okay, how much they gonna charge me for this? Walked up to him. You okay? You can have it for $6. I was like, huh? You sure? It really is just something special, man. Like just like all of Stevie's music. It does hurt to know that like picking this one means that like I probably won't hear like some other ones like, you know, like All I Do or like Sir Duke or something like that ever again. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think if you were to pick a body of work of his to go with, you can't go wrong here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like that's like the monkey's paw when you're dealing with somebody like Stevie, because really you can just pick out of the air and you got something, and you'll be good for basically ever. Stevie, Mike, Prince, it's a handful of folk that's like that. Like you just pick an album and you'll be straight.
Yeah, man. For sure. Now, granted, if you pick it, Mike, you probably don't want to go with them like bootleg new joints, but
right. So the Mike during his lifetime,
right? Yeah.
It's like Tupac. If you stay within his lifetime, you straight.
You
don't
good
mess with any of that other stuff.
All right, man.
All right. So do the right thing. It's just so we just getting blacker and blacker. So
yes, sir.
Anybody who's watching this channel kind of already knows my background of, you know, my Diet Hotep father, my Reformed 5% mother who wound up becoming saved and sanctified before I was born. But all of that is in my DNA, right? So I was the kid that like 7, 8, 9 years old, I want to watch Pokemon and Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh and whatever, and they sit me down and have me watch Spike Lee and then give an oral essay. So like when FD did that Bamboozle video, I was like, this is old news to me, dog. They took me. I tell this story all the time, and then I'm gonna shut up. Is that so I went to private school basically my whole. You know how it is, right? They send you to private school so that you can go to school where, you know, they don't bring weapons, but and
you learn something, being scared about your safety, you know,
you can actually focus on going to class. So I went to that kind of private school, right? But I wound my first real crush was on this little white girl, and my dad found out about it, and he decided that what he was going to do was that, because we used to go to Baltimore during the summer, like a couple weekends during the summer, go to the Inner Harbor and whatever and whatnot. So I'm thinking we're gonna go to the Inner Harbor, we're gonna go to the ESPN zone, and, you know, Planet Hollywood, whatever. Nah, we going to the hood. This nigga pull up to the Great Blacks and Wax Museum. I don't know if you ever been.
No,
I'm 7 years old.
Oh,
so
man.
I say this, and if y'all don't know about the Great Blacks and Wax Museum, look it up. I ain't gonna traumatize y'all on here. But I say all of that to say that I kind of see where the DNA is with this one, with Spike. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, this is This is the joint right here. I love Do the Right Thing. Probably I would say it's probably my favorite Spike. I do love Crooklyn and Defy Bloods. I really love
Yeah. That's a real
Malcolm X.
underrated one. Don't nobody
Defy
talk
Bloods
about that. Yeah,
is
don't
that's
nobody talk
so
about that
underrated.
one.
That's oh
Yeah.
my god, Delroy. Oh my
Oh my
gosh,
God.
he is unbelievable in that. Yeah, I really like Crooklyn and Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? I like a lot of Spike, but Do the Right Thing. Saw it for the first time in college for film class. I was a film major. And they put Do the Right Thing on. I can't remember. Yeah, actually, yeah, that was actually kind of a sick class because the Spike Lee section of the curriculum was like Do the Right Thing and then like Chirac. Like it was I was like, what is going on here? But
It's like day and night.
yeah, I was like, what is happening? But when we and it was She's Gotta Have It, which I also like.
Okay.
Okay, I forgot he had that part. But
One of those do not fit.
one of these is not
One
like
of
the
those
other.
do not belong.
But when I saw Do the Right Thing, it was like a brain rewiring moment. I always think of it. I think it makes me think of like when I was in high school. Me and my homeboy, we came up with an idea for a different cartoon, and he designed this little girl that like was dressed like Janet Jackson in Rhythm Nation, and like her thing was like she was gonna be like like Huey, but like way more cartoonish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And the origin we came up with how she got that way was that her parents sat her in front of the TV when she was a baby, and like Malcolm X just like played on loop, and they just like forgot she was there. They like left her there. Like, and then when they came back, she had like this like permanent like scowl, like angry at the state of the world.
So she's me, basically.
Yeah, that's why I kept laughing when you was explaining it. I was like, man, we came up with Bill Life
just
by
like
accident.
Me for real.
Yeah, but that's kind of Spike's work. Kind of when he does it the right way, right? Because sometimes he'll like make something and be like, "Come on, bro, what's going on here?"
Right.
Chirac, she hate me. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Right.
But that was one of those where like I walked away and I walked away from it like a different person than I was like going into it. Just like Malcolm X. I went so long without seeing Malcolm X. I saw Malcolm X for the first time this year. I saw it in January.
Wow.
And when it went off, like 2 tears rolling down my face, I'm like, I'm different. I'm a different person after that. And what I really like about Do the Right Thing though is that it's really well written. It's a cast that makes you feel like you're watching like the theatrical version of like a show that you've watched for like 5 years, because of how well defined everybody is. It's really complex, and it always sparks interesting discussions. There's always something new to like laugh at. You know what I'm saying? You find out that other people laughed at parts that you didn't even know were jokes. I went to a screening of the movie maybe last year in theaters, and I heard the audience laughing at parts. I'm like, I guess that is funny. I didn't really think about that as like a joke for real. It's to me, it's like the perfect movie for real.
So Do the Right Thing, like in your current like rotation, like of regular watches, or is that one of those ones like? Well, you said you just saw. Well, so answer that part first, and then we'll get to the other part.
Is it in the road? It's not actually. I think the last time I seen it might have been when I was at that theater when I saw it. But it's just one of those that like it's always on the mind, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it kind of leads me into this is that kind of like what you were saying with Malcolm X. Malcolm X is like I'm one of those people that say Denzel should have got the Oscar for Malcolm, not for
That's a
Training Day.
fact.
I will die on that hill.
Unbelievable.
I'm one of the tinfoil hat people when it comes to how and why that went down. I ain't even gonna lie. But Malcolm X, Boys in the Hood. If we talking about albums, GNX, not GNX, I'm sorry, GKMC, Mr. Morale. These are all like some of my favorite pieces of media ever.
Word.
I'm probably never going to listen to Mr. Morale again or GKMC in its entire. You know what I mean, right? I'm never going to listen. Right, like once I get to I was like Sing About Me is one of the greatest storytelling hip hop tracks of all time. I'm never listening to that again. So I say that to say, is there any piece of media like that for you that's like, this is like, you know, tears come down the eyes when I think about it, but that's why I'm bringing it with me to the island, because I'm gonna be messed up for a few days after that.
Man, I feel like there has to be, because I know exactly what emotion you're talking about. Like it's just oh man, actually I know exactly what it is. Little known movie, not that many people saw it or heard about it. Came out last year, I think. Movie called Rob Peace. Mary J. Blige is in it. Me and my homeboy, we just kind of like watched it on some like, man, what is Rob Peace? What is this shit? Like just trying to, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really sobbing. I was fucked up. Like that Rob Peace is, and it was really like, and it felt targeted. You know what I'm saying? Rob Peace is the true story of an actual guy from my hood. They filmed it out there. I'm recognizing blocks while I'm watching the movie. And it's like you just see him like try to be the best guy on the planet, and shit just keeps happening, but he keeps pushing through. He's trying to help his pops. His pops got locked up. His pops got sick in there, and he like went to school to do the science to try to figure out how he could make medicine for, like, it was like some crazy shit. And then it just ends so tragically. And like, I was destroyed for hours. Like, not like kind of like walking around and still doing stuff and being like, man, that was a good but sad movie. Like I like for like an hour, I just like stayed on the couch. And then I was like, I gotta move.
Like that. Yeah, it really do.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta move. I got up, start doing dumb shit. I start doing laundry, start washing dishes. I was like, I gotta move. But in my head, it just was there the whole time. It's very, very, very special movie. Again, it felt targeted. I'm on Letterboxd. If you see my Letterboxd review, it got like 5 stars, and I think it just says something like, I've never felt like this before in my life, or something like that. But never watching that shit again. I'm not sure, because the thing is, with a lot of shit, like it'll be so powerful that I'm like, I gotta watch it with somebody. I gotta show you, like, yo, watch this.
Yeah.
Bro, watch that on your own, bro. Don't call me. Like, I won't pull up. Like, I can't. I just can't. But it's a special kind of movie.
For real. But so I don't even know if I should take that as a recommendation.
Bro, honestly, it's a great movie. You just gotta don't have nothing planned for that day, bro. Like, don't have nothing planned for after that. Like, you can't have a day after that. There's no way.
See, I don't know if it's because because most of that stuff I watched when I was younger, and it had me messed up. I don't know if maybe because the older I get, I'm becoming more sensitive or what, but like that's why I said I don't know if I should take it as, because the way you're talking about it, I don't know. I might be on the floor by the end of it. But
yeah, I think I'm the same way though. I think the older I get, because it's something about continuing to live life, like there's like small things get you now, where it's like
Yeah.
real emotional, where it's like, oh man, I like really feel that. Recently, I got screeners for that new season of King of the Hill that they're about to put out. And just the smallest things. I just kept going like, oh man, and then I have to like hide my face or something like that. Like it's just the smallest possible things.
People sleep on animation as a medium, man. They like it's just the way that you can just communicate. Like I remember when Spider-Verse came out, and all of the queer and the trans people were talking about Spider-Gwen and talking about how they felt that with like I mean, I didn't get it because I'm not trans, but it's like it's just so amazing to me how you don't gotta be talking at the top of your lungs about this thing. And then, but folk will still see the experience in something and be like, yeah, I feel that. And so, like, folk, they sleep on animation, man. They really do.
Yeah, it really, because what it really does is it opens up the suspension of disbelief. Like, when you watch, my main example is when I saw Batman Begins, right? Silliest shit ever. When he pops out with the costume on and it's supposed to be badass and you're supposed to be like, oh shit. I was like, if this nigga don't take this pajama shit, like take that shit off. Like you know what I'm saying? He looked dumb. He looked crazy because that's a real man. Now, if you drew that, I would have been like, oh, that's hard. Because like the fact that you automatically know the thing before you is not supposed to reflect real life, but it's supposed to reflect real emotions. So you come in emotionally ready, but you also don't come in judging. Like when you see like an effect in like a movie, oh, that shit look fake. It kind of take you out of it a little bit. But like when you see it animated, it like doesn't even make you twitch. It doesn't make you like blink an eye. You know what I'm saying?
So SWV. I'm gonna let you have the floor and just let you go.
SWV, that's my favorite group ever. I love SWV. Weak, my favorite song of all time. From when I was a kid. Like when I was in high school, I was so annoying. Like people now, you like the compliment I get all the time is like, oh, your videos, I love the music, like your playlist is so fire. I was not allowed on the aux, bro, like at all. Like they had to take it away from me. I was playing Weak all the time. I was finding different versions of Weak covers, nigga. Like I was going crazy. Like that is like, so that's definitely part of it. But that album, that New Jack Swing sound, is something that like I've always loved and that I miss a lot. That's what my cartoon sounds like. Shout out to Jake Neutron, the homie Jake Neutron that did the theme song for Hey. When I first hit him up to do the theme song, I sent him a whole bunch of different references. And then but I didn't have the bread to pay him yet. I just kind of was like, just keep this in mind. And then when I had the money, I was like, well, okay, ignore everything I sent. And I'm just going to send you two things and then make something like those two things. And what I sent him was the theme song to Living Single. And I sent him Give It To Me by SWV, which is on this album. And he came back with something that's like a great homage to New Jack Swing. But that album is special. I do really, really like the second album too, New Beginnings. That's a joint too. That has the song that inspired Hey on it, obviously, but it has a lot of stuff on it. Fine Time and What's It Gonna Be and stuff like that. But like it's about time. Like it's just like heater after heater.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing with Songs in the Key of Life, where it's like I can't skip anything. These are all great. They all sound great. And it's just like not music like that at all. We're in an age now where like everybody's trying to do, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that are like, man, with the music that I grew up with, I'm about to make that again. Like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of started when I was in college.
Yeah.
That's when what's the name of that damn album? What's that? Awaken My Love, Gambino. It was like the first time I heard that, I was like, oh, he trying to make a throwback. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the first time I ever heard somebody like try to make something that like sounded old, right? And now it's just like everybody's trying to like pay homage, a lot of like sampling going on,
right?
Kind of a little lazy sampling going on, but that's a different conversation,
right?
But nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that at all. And it's kind of cool that like those things exist in that little pocket that you can just go back to. But I think that's an underrated era of music to me, like the New Jack Swing, for sure.
Real, it really. I'm gonna make this suggestion. Then we'll get into the lightning round. Have you heard that new Tyler album?
Not yet. Is it like that?
It is. So it's not straight up New Jack Swing, but it definitely got that DNA, that New Jack Swing DNA. It got some Miami bass to it, some Seven City sound. It got some Jersey Club DNA too.
Get out of here.
It got some Jersey Club, some Baltimore Club, some house, some techno. So if you really feeling that like 90, like early 90s,
right,
then skip to like 2004 when like Baltimore Club was really starting to pop off like that. That's
Baltimore Club.
That's what that album sounds like. Like I've been having it on repeat since it dropped. All right, so lightning around. Last meal.
Meatloaf and mac and cheese.
All right, that's an interesting one. If you could have lunch with any person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Is this like famous people, or like is it people?
Anybody.
You know?
Anybody.
I gotta go with my grandparents.
That's a good one. What is your dream project that once you do that, you can die in peace?
They gotta let me reboot Alvin and the Chipmunks.
All right, no, that ain't. Listen, my little cousin will love you for that. if you did.
I want to make Bill Burr as Dave. I want to do that.
All right. Listen, I'm telling you, he'll be the first one in line. He's about 17 years old, and that is his thing. It's Alvin and the Chipmunks. So last question. Tell us how we can support Hey and when we can be looking forward to it.
Word. You can find Hey on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Blue Sky, all at the Hey Cartoon, all one word. Support by every single thing has like every single social media has like different donation links or whatever that you can donate. Even like $1 helps, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't mean anything. But even if you can't do that, just let people know about it. Retweet it, see the art somewhere, retweet it, just put the word out there, put more eyes on it. We'll greatly appreciate that. I do streams on my channel with most of the streams. The profits go to the artists of the show at the moment. Eventually, we will be gearing up to do the Indiegogo campaign to really actually raise the actual funds for the episode. Right now, we're just kind of doing what we can. Got some really cool stuff lined up, some people attached to this thing that you're not gonna believe, that I'm really grateful to work with, including FD. FD helped write it, and I really appreciated his help with that. And find me on YouTube pretty much only. I'm not using anything else for real. Find me on YouTube, Terrific Tariq. Watch the streams. I do live commissions. I play games with the homies. You know what I'm saying? I do all types of stuff like that.
All right, y'all. That was Tunerific Tariq. Make sure y'all go support Hey on all of the socials, on all of the platforms. He has been stuck on the desert island. Don't know if or when he's going to get off. I don't have a catchphrase. Deuces.
Word.
All right.